That's what penetrates the salt. So a lot of those bottles are broken on me already, which is why these inside and out now takes me So after being riding your jet ski, whether it's for 5 hours or 5 minutes, you need to wash it. The second it goes in salt water, it will start decaying and destroying a lot of the metal parts that are left exposed that become corroded. So we have a product from Salty Captain and we have a product from Jet Tech. One's called Salt Shift from Jet Tech, which you need to leave applied for 30 seconds. The other one from Salty Captain, it's recommended to leave applied for 5 minutes. The foam gun I'm talking about is what disperses that foam. That's what penetrates the salt and dissolves it, and it's by far the two best products I've found on the market thus far. Cool. So all we need to do is fill this up with your solution. Screw it in. You'll see there's some settings. This is there's no water coming out, it's closed. This is there's water only coming out. And this is there's foam soap coming out. Cool, so once it's lined up and the hose is on, when I turn it to that will start spraying out water, that sprays out foam. So I'll put it to the foam setting. I'm going to adjust this, and then you'll see when you put it on the ski, all of your foam goes on it. Now there are some foam guns that produce much better foam, like a much thicker foam. The only problem I've had with those is they're made of plastic. The water bottle gets quite heavy and it tends to break. So a lot of those bottles are broken on me already, which is why I use this one. It's much more durable. Remember, you want to look after those $1,100, $1,200 speakers. So make sure that you get all of that. You get inside, you get underneath everywhere, you get under the hole. A lot of what's inside up in that intake grate is going to be done when you flush it. This is also that time when you want to take everything that may have a bit of salt on it, so your life jackets, your safety equipment, your VHF radio, your personal location beacon, put all that to the side. Now really, washing of these products saves me about 45 minutes worth of time. So what used to take me an hour to clean 2 skis inside and out, now takes me about 10 to 15 minutes including flushing. Alright, so when you get a flush, take that off, you don't need it anymore. Make sure the water's off, as you can see. Plug that onto there. You should hear that big click. We'll go and turn the engine on. After the engine's on, we're going to run the foamy soapy water into it for 1.5 to 2 minutes. Do that ski, then the other ski, and that's all going to be done. Then we can rinse everything off. When we're finished, slide that back to the off position so water stops flowing. Take that off. Something you need to be aware of when flushing your jet ski or your boat is carbon monoxide. So if you smell any vapors coming from the engine, or you don't smell any vapors because carbon monoxide is odorless, you're in an area where you could absorb some of those toxic gases, get a headache, become short of breath, then become unconscious and die. So it's always best to flush in an open, ventilated area. Never do it in front, or definitely not inside of a garage. After you're done with everything, try not to let the product sit in there for too long, otherwise you're going to get a little bit of residue, a little bit of streak. So get everything done as quickly as you can and rinse it off. Remember, for the Salty Captain, you got 5 minutes for it to let it soak in, then you want to rinse it off. Obviously if you're doing it in the sun, it's going to make it worse. With the Salt Shift, you've got about 30 seconds and you can rinse it off. So I'd recommend applying that one, literally giving it 30 seconds and rinsing it all off. as opposed to waiting for the other one because it might set with the sun. Okay, so in order to take the seat off so you can have a look at the engine, you need to push those two in, pull your seat back. This is a good rule for cleaning as well. Alright, if you have a look in there in the engine bay, you can see there's a little bit of moisture just on top. Now if you notice there is any moisture, it could be salt water that hasn't set yet into salt. If you see white spots everywhere, then that's your dry salt. Okay, so if it's wet or if it's covered in white crap, you need to rinse it. So you can get your applicator we just used for washing outside the ski and give it a light spray. Something else you're going to have to do, if it's your own ski, is take all of these star Allen keys out. There's about 12 of them, if not 14. They go all the way down the back of the ski, and you're going to need every 10 to 20 hours to take the entire thing off and clean from the front all the way down the back and do an inspection to make sure that there's no black spray, because the black spray could be your carbon seal burning out. So you should always do that inspection every 10, 20, absolute maximum 50 hours. I think that'd really be pushing it. I try not to put too much water in here, quick spray, because any excessive water that you put in there can sit at the bottom of the ski. So the other important factor is after you finish cleaning it, let that sit in there for a little bit, let it rinse in. Put it on your water after 30 seconds. Rinse it all off and turn it off. Try not to do anything too excessive. When you're driving at home, make sure you undo your bungs at the back, then whatever water is in there will float out. Cool. The idea of if you wash it before you drive it home is that you can undo these bungs or bugs and let the water drain out as you're driving home. Now if you've got a driveway like mine which is on an incline and they're not going to drain whilst they're in that driveway, that's one of the big reasons why you should try and not put excessive amounts of water into your engine.